Hi, I'm Felicia Grady with Realty Executives. I've been selling homes for over 20 years full-time, and I'm not number one, you are. Today in the studio we have with us Eric Larson with Security National Mortgage, here to talk to us about investment property. Hi, Eric.
Hi, thank you very much for having me here today.
Thank you for joining us. And we wanted to ask some questions about investment property. And
Sure.
some of my clients have been asking if now is a good time to buy investment property.
Okay. I get this client question a lot. A lot of my clients have been sitting on the fence. They want to know if it's the best time. Well, there's three things you really need to be looking at if it's time to buy a house or not. Where are interest rates at? They are at absolute record lows. I cannot imagine them getting any lower than they are right now. Are you buying at the bottom of the market? Right now, we're seeing properties sell within 24 hours. We are absolutely seeing prices start to go up. A strong indication that we've hit the bottom of the market. And then what are rents going for? Obviously, if you're doing investment property, you're trying to collect rent. Rents are at an all-time high right now. So you have low interest rates, possibly the bottom of the market right now, and rents at an all-time high. If now is not the best time to buy a house, I don't know when will be.
Okay.
So yes, get off the fence, go buy your house right now.
All right, well that all sounds exciting, but how hard is it to get a loan these days?
It is a lot harder than it was 4 years ago when you basically just had to have a pulse to get a loan. That's where the stated income 100% financing loans existed. But it is still far easier to get a loan now than it was, say, even 10 years ago. As a matter of fact, we can still actually get people into financial trouble by qualifying them too high. So although there's a lot of horror stories out there, most of those horror stories are coming from poor preparation. Borrowers not getting with a mortgage professional early enough in the process in order to prevent the pitfalls and the hiccups that can happen along the way. So absolutely do not listen. It is an easy time to get a loan and a wonderful time to be buying.
Okay, well that sounds great. Is it cheaper to own than to rent, you think?
Absolutely. Again, we're at one of those times where normally in the old days we would say that, okay, the house payment would be a little bit higher than your rent payment would be. That's not the case anymore. Interest rates are so low right now that we're actually seeing house prices and the interest rates keeping these house prices, these monthly payments, lower than what they're actually going to have to pay for rent. But there's two other factors that people don't consider. One of them is principal. Every month when you make your house payment, which is now less than your rent would have been, you're actually paying a small portion towards principal. This is like putting money in the bank. And then tax deductibility. There is no tax deduction for renting. So up to 25% of your house payment generally will be coming back to you in the form of a tax refund through tax deductions. In fact, mortgage interest and property taxes are the last great tax deduction. So between the payment being lower, the principal that's going into your loan, and the fact that you have tax deductions coming off of it, you will absolutely find that owning a home is going to be far cheaper than renting right now.
Okay, well that sounds awesome.
It is. I'm a big advocate of buying right now.
Okay, but now what about all of these people who've had trouble in the past? They've lost a home, their credit's killed, they've had problems.
Yeah, unfortunately I hear a lot of people thinking that it's going to take 7 years or 10 years to be able to go buy a home again. It is absolutely not true. There's a wonderful agency out there called FHA. FHA is a government-sponsored agency that's basically about helping Americans become homeowners. They're not profit-driven. So because of that, 2 years after a bankruptcy, they will actually allow you to buy a house again. If you lost a home in foreclosure, you only have to wait 3 years. And a lot of people have short sales nowadays. Conventional financing, which is anything that's not really FHA financing, requires, well, actually a very substantial 4 to 7 year waiting period. Under certain circumstances, if you've had a short sale, FHA requires no waiting period at all. So if you've had financial problems, do yourself a favor, sit down with a mortgage professional. Do not believe that you're going to be stuck for 7 or 10 years renting somewhere. You might be able to do something even now.
That's awesome.
It is awesome. It is awesome.
Okay, well thank you so much for sharing your information with us today.
Oh, well, thank you very much for having me.
Okay, great. And if any of you have any questions about financing at all, please give Eric Larson a call at 661-294-3189. And for all your real estate needs, remember me and call me, Felicia Grady with Realty Executives. Thanks so much for coming and listening to our program.
Thank you.